Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about absolute value functions, and let's just do a quick review because it's probably been a while since you've done that. So absolute value of x is just asking the question, how far away from 0 is x? So if we do the absolute value of 3, the answer is just 3 because it's 3 away from 0. But if we do the absolute value of negative 3, the answer is also 3 because it's 3 away. So essentially it's a function that makes everything positive. So if it's positive, it stays positive. If it's not positive, it becomes positive. And the graph looks like this. It's like a V shape. And the tip is at the origin. I know that doesn't quite look like that. Now the reason it looks like that is because if we just do y equals x, it looks like this. Goes through the origin. Now all this piece right here is negative. And so we're going to make all the negative parts positive, and so that's why it pops up like that. So it's really just a line, but then we took half of it and popped it up positive, and so now it looks like a V. Okay. So there's only one example. Let's do that. So it says draw the graph of f of x equals 3x, x minus 2 on the same set of axes. Let's see. And on the same set of axes, draw the graph of y equals the absolute value of f of x. Okay. So this is going to be a parabola. So if we were to distribute that, we don't actually want to distribute, but I just want to like show you that it's a parabola so you are on board with that. Okay, so we see this is a parabola and it's going to be a right side up parabola. Now these can tell us our roots because that's actually a little bit more useful. So our roots are going to be at 2, and then this will create a root at 0. If you don't know the shortcuts on that, you can set each piece equal to 0 and then solve for x, and that will show you that. Now, if we're gonna graph this, you can use technology or whatever you want. But if we're gonna graph it, it's gonna look like this. Now, just like that, the absolute value function up here, where it's just absolute value of x. So yellow is the graph of f of x. So here, I'll even just f of x. Now, if we want to do the absolute value, what's going to happen is anything that's below the x-axis is going to jump up. So this portion is going to go like that. So it's going to look like a weird W if we do. And then we wouldn't have this piece. So once again, absolute value is just going to take all the negative parts and pop them up to make them positive. So a parabola, if we take the absolute value of it, any piece that goes below the x-axis will just pop up and be positive. If you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculator.